Okay, I'm trying something I tried last week and I kind of like it, and that is recording first. So I just started the recording. Now I'm going to see about going live on Facebook. Okay. Part of the reason I did that was because I noticed it seemed that the recording would start from when I started the Zoom, no matter when I clicked recording. So I may as well click it. Okay. Okay. I put intro to the one rule and examples of the peaceful, harmonious solutions it can provide when you use it. So let's go live. All right. Okay. Now, let me get something done here. Okay. I'm going to check this out before we get started here. Okay, let's get started. All right, now I will screen share. Hopefully this will go smoothly. Doesn't always, but hopefully this time it will. Okay. Slideshow. Okay. I put it on slideshow, but at the moment it says it's not responding. So we could start now anyway. Ah, it did it. We'll start here then. They've changed the Zoom screen. Now, okay. Welcome to Karen Rice's Raising Happy Kids Zoom show, episode 80, The One Rule Solutions. I think that I didn't click a button I usually do. So anyway, here we go. During this 1-hour Zoom show, I focus on sharing tips and lessons on the one rule to raising happy kids. Each episode has at least one example of the one rule in action, demonstrating how it helps you raise a happy child. Then, when we have guests, we have Q&A and discussion. When I talk about raising happy kids or creating harmony with kids, I bring up the one rule. The one rule equals agreement. Agreement equals harmony. Using the one rule means you find agreement. That's the rule. You find a solution that everyone likes. You found agreement. You found harmony. Knowing and following the one rule is all you really need to create harmony between you and your kids. In any situation where there are differences that might lead to conflict between you and your kids, use the one rule. I learned this strategy from 3-year-old children. I was teaching them a complex conflict resolution strategy, actually intended for adults, and they taught me this. So don't think you're in for a rough time. It's simple. It's easy. It's powerful and effective. It works if you use it. Oh my goodness, we have a guest. Let's see. I wonder what I can do about this. Let's see. I'm going to stop the screen share for a moment. Hi, Batool.
Hi, Miss Karen. Sorry, I was just charging my device. Got late. I started looking at you on the Facebook, and then just I joined it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like my mobile battery was completely gone, so it's a little bit charged. So I quickly joined it. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, I know how that can be. Probably everybody knows how that can be.
True, very true. So you continue with the slides. I'm watching them.
Okay. All right, let's see. I have to go to there. Okay. Is the slideshow showing?
Yes, it's not showing. No, it's not showing now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to end it and go back to Zoom and start the screen share. That's what was missing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. I'm going to start from where we stopped. The one rule starts strong. You have decided that you really want harmony with your child. That sounds so good, right? Everyone feeling good and getting along. You have decided that you do not want to make your child do what they do not want to do. And you do not want to do what you do not want to do. And you are going to make this work. You have decided that you want to use the one rule to make this happen. This is going to become your new habit. You remember that when you when you use the one rule, you are sharing the following messages with your kids. I want us all to be happy. We are each important. Together we can solve our problems. I believe in you. I love you. To create this new habit, you are going to start with yourself and what you want. You decide that you are going to let how you feel about a situation determine whether you agree with it or not. If it feels good, then you can agree with it. If not, you cannot. Think about a situation. Ask yourself, is this situation okay with me, just as it is? If yes, good. If no, what would have to change, be different, so that I could feel good about it? Maybe several versions of this situation would feel fine with you, maybe only one. This exercise, this practice, helps you make a habit of following the one rule. No matter what age your kids are, this exercise helps ensure a strong start and makes following the one rule so much easier. Here is an understanding that might make following the one rule even easier. Recently, I asked myself a question. What do I want people to feel when they are connecting with my work? I definitely want them to feel good about themselves. Then the following answer appeared to my surprise and delight. I want people to realize that they are already using the one rule. That understanding surprised me, and as more and more of it was revealed to me, it delighted me. Of course, people are already using the one rule. I am not teaching them anything they don't know. I'm not teaching them anything strange to them. I'm just helping them expand their use of something they use daily without thinking about it. They use it. You use it. Every time you come to a decision inside of yourself, you're using the one rule. Most likely you had to consider several options or possibilities to reach that decision, even if it just took you a few seconds for you to agree with yourself. That is what I want. You also use the one rule whenever you agree with someone else. Together you come to a decision, an agreement. Yes, tomorrow I'll go to the auto parts store after I get my nails done. Even with your kids, you are using the one rule. You're coming to agreements. Think about it. Of course you are. You are just not thinking of it as a rule, as something required. So at times, you are not coming to agreement. I'm here to help you think of coming to agreement as required, as a rule, as the one rule. You just expand the situations where you come to agreement until coming to agreement is just what you do and your kids do. It is the rule you and your kids follow. When you use the one rule, you are creating harmony. Your kids are creating harmony. You are becoming used to creating harmony, familiar with how good it feels to everyone involved. One point to be clear on is that even if a situation seems complicated and it seems that it is impossible to find a solution that everyone involved can feel good about, it is still possible. An important thing to remember is that there is a way for things to work so that everyone involved gets to feel good. Keep that in mind. This has been my experience whenever I have made this effort. A clear, helpful way to introduce using the one rule to your kids actually originates from the first time the children introduced me to what is now the one rule. You can do what I did. So they could understand what we were doing, I told the two little girls 3 things. 1, you are each important. Point to each person involved. You are important, and you are important. And if it is your problem too, I am important. You or we each deserve to feel good. Number 2, that's number 2. 3, we are going to use the one rule to help this happen. Then tell them what the one rule is. When you actually start working with your kids using the one rule, helping them follow their interests is one of the easiest ways for you to start. That makes sense, right? It is also one of the most beneficial things you can do for your kids. Why is it good for your kids to do what interests them? One primary reason is that their interest is a key to helping them become the best versions of themselves that they can become. When we do what interests us, we are very engaged and focused. Think about doing something that interests you. When we are engaged and focused, what we do and produce tends to be of much better quality than if we were not interested. Interest helps result in excellence. An even more important result of being engaged and focused is that our whole being is involved in what interests us. That is why we are engaged and focused. We are experiencing harmony, inner harmony. That is a good reason to allow and encourage our kids to do what they are interested in doing. I have observed children doing what really interests them, and they become peaceful, harmonious people, even if they were not before. Now, it does not mean that everything that interests our kids is going to always interest them. They may be interested for 10 minutes or 10 days or 10 years, or even for their lifetime. The point is that they are following their interests, not the specific thing or experience that interests them, or the length of time it interests them. So if they ask for your help, please help your kids follow their interests. If for any reason you really do not want to do what they are asking you to do, that is a perfect time to use the one rule. Another reason for helping your kids follow their interests is one that is taking care of you too. When they are eager to do something, instead of resisting doing it, you do not have to encourage them to do it or insist that they do it, let alone force them to do it. Think of how much of your time and energy could be available for you to use as you wish. Helping them follow their interests is actually the one rule in action, taking care of you and your kids. I'm glad you're here. Okay, we'll stop the screen share. I'm gonna close that down. So, Batool, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. I was just watching the slides which you made. You're putting so much efforts, Miss Karen, into, delivering the message in detail, explaining everyone the one rule, using good examples. It's too much detail and efforts.
Yeah, well,
Very nice.
oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want right now. Now that I have the new website
Yeah,
to
it's amazing. That's nice. It's very nice. I liked it.
I like it too.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah. But now that I have it, I've started reaching out to different people, and that's my intention now, because I would like everybody to know about this. So
True. Very true.
and I would like everyone to be using it too, but at least to know about it. And the one thing I realized is that it's something that anybody can add to whatever way they parent. It's simple. It's not always easy because some people are not used to doing this, but it is very simple.
Yeah, there are resources for the teachers, for the parents, and the details. When they click on it, they can go and they can find depth in it, I believe. You
Yeah.
can add the website on these things also, the videos, which the shows, the talk shows, the link in it, so that people can, I think, get along with it when they
That's a
watch
good
your show.
idea.
Yeah, on the top you can put the website along with, like, when you give the description of what it is, then you can add the
Oh,
website.
that's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Thank you.
No,
Yeah,
most welcome. Plus, it will lead to basically main page of your where they can subscribe and get access.
right. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
How many subscriptions do you have right now? Almost. Like, how many people have subscribed?
As far as I know, only 2.
For the new website, but what about the old one?
Even for that, there were 2.
Because I believe the website is not connected with this. Now, if you start connecting, people can get over there. After watching the show, they can, access it and subscribe it.
Aha.
Because they need to know more when the shows are or what detailed questions they can ask. So that is the way they can communicate with you through subscription.
Okay. So what should I do?
When you share the video on the top, when you add details over there, just add your website in it.
Oh, okay.
And
All
you can
right.
write on it, like, and even on your YouTube channel, you can add like subscribe my channel. So where you can write subscribe my page also. Your main page website can be there. Even on your Facebook, you can update the website in your introduction, add information over there also. You can just, add the website, the new web page connection in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's something which everyone can, find you through it on your page and everywhere.
okay. So everywhere that I have something, I should start putting that
Adding it.
the
Yes,
website.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
yes. And yeah, on your page, even as an announcement, so it will be there. So it won't go
Okay.
away from there. So whoever when clicks, when they can play on it.
So
Uh,
like on
mhm.
Facebook, I know they have a thing where you can pin a
Yes, yes,
comment, so I could do that then.
yes. You can do that. Also, you can write a title like something which you want to, like you put a post, and then put that post on the announcement day web page. Will be there in it. You
Okay.
know, I few days, I think last week I posted a picture in Every Child Special where a boy was holding a football, not playing, and others were playing on the
Right.
gadgets. So
Yeah.
you showed a very different and a nice vision in it that the boy should play. While playing, he can attract others also rather than looking at it. You changed the perception picture very nicely, very beautifully. That he was looking at it like the way you wrote that the child is not playing, he should play. This is a very good, because we should not think what others are doing. We should keep on doing our work, and it will
Right.
motivate, because once you start playing and others will focus and they can join him. That was a very nice way of grabbing that thing. I
Huh.
really liked it. I really enjoyed it that you looked into the picture with a different perception. Because basically, the message of the picture was that no more children are playing football or sports, they are into gadgets. But the
Right.
way you showed the perception, like the view of the message of the picture, was a different way and a very nice way, very positive way.
Uh,
I really loved it
oh,
that you
good.
look. Yeah, I really like this thing when you showed that, because yes, because you're right that interest can be motivated back. For example, if child loses a track because they're no more interested, maybe they don't want, they don't see joy in it. But once they see that how the child is running here and there, because these are children, their
Right.
souls want playing, their souls want crave for playing.
Right.
Every child loves playing, so they will wake up. These days, because
Right.
of these electronic gadgets, they're sleeping all the time, indoor activities, and
Yep.
especially due to this corona thing. So more and more, but now I think slowly, slowly the world is coming back, trying to at least come back.
Yeah. Go on, I think would be good.
Yes, and playing is very important. It's one of the basic rights of the children, and they should not be deprived of it.
Right.
The
Yeah.
the timings they are given to study, the same duration they should be given to play also. Playing is
That,
very
yeah.
important. People think that they're wasting time in playing. They're not wasting time, they're learning. Playing is a very,
Yes.
very important part of their growing.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
And it's very important because obviously I like in this age where I am, I would be playing. I am into work all the time, but at least that age we're playing, even though we should also play, because sports is very important. No matter what, playing actually relieves you from stress. It gives
Mm,
you a little bit, happiness to your mind, or you think like you divert your attention, something refreshes you, you can even say, and takes her
right.
interest in it. So I see people like into their mobiles all the time, playing different types of games. They're addicted to. Why not football? Why not something with sports? Why not something physical? Why always putting efforts, stress on your poor eyes all the time?
Right. Yeah. Get the rest of the body involved.
True, very true. That is why we are having more diseases these days.
Yeah.
Brains, students, because of not having this, their imagination is blocked. They are unable to do good creative writings because of all this blocked imagination. They don't get to play because playing is something they can do with anything. It's not they need twice to play. Water, sand, anything they need. Just they can make their own imaginary creations for playing. This is a castle they can build themselves
Right.
from their mattress or anything. They just want to
Yeah.
play. Let them play.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't need any physical uh things to create that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People sometimes put so much efforts and they are running a race. Children are not in a race. They are
Huh.
not in a race.
Yeah.
It feels so bad for me when I hear that, when I hear a mom saying that son got this much, my son got this much, my son's friends got this much, he scored this much. Life is not a race. Why are we putting this in their minds?
Hmm. Right. Interesting.
There are many things because when we don't bother for that, but I believe, Miss Karen, from the very early times when we start putting competitions and all these things in the minds, later on these changes the form of jealousy. Then later on when they grow up,
Hmm.
we should not. We should help them. Okay, your friend got this much. Wow, cheer him up.
Right.
It's okay. You got this much this time. Yeah, he's your friend after all. He got this much. You should be happy for him. Same way, he
Right.
will be happy for you next time. Sometimes you lose, sometimes he lose. This is how it is. Life is not a race. It's not a competition. I don't know when this message will reach to mothers and fathers.
Yeah. Well,
This is
hopefully
very,
the the one rule will help out in a lot of ways.
yes, because it creates relation, the bond between the family, which is missing nowadays. The bond of understanding is created by one rule.
Right. It is. Yeah.
No one is giving time to each other to listen each other's views, but one rule can, actually put you in that boxes to listen to each other's.
Right.
We can
Yeah.
hear, we can care.
And the thing is that it's in a way it's really simple because you you're responsible to know what matters to you and to communicate that, and you're part of the group process of finding out what works for whoever's involved in the group.
True,
So,
very true.
but you don't have to know what's important for another person. They will say what's important for them when you're using the one rule. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah, so that's what makes it simple, is that you have to know what matters to you and make sure that um, what gets decided on works for you too. And each person is responsible for themselves and figuring out what matters to them and making sure that what's decided is agreeable to them too. But you don't, the thing that seems that people are trying to figure out other people, but in this you don't have to. You just have to know for yourself and work together with whoever else is involved in it. Does that make sense?
Yes. And even this, like you said just now, that one rule teaches responsibility also.
Yes, it does. Responsibility for yourself and for whoever you're interacting with.
Sometimes it's so strange, Miss Karen, when I find a family member and I tell him or her what her son wants. And they, as a parent, they don't know.
Ah,
That is because that is an alarming part also. Because right now, what he or she shared with me, it was because he or she were in good hands, you can consider. What if these kids were in the wrong hands?
right.
The gap of communication which is missing can be sought with this one rule.
Yes.
Sometimes there's nothing to share about, but there's more to speak about. Many things to speak about. It's about what did we learn this week? Something new happened with you. Did you meet anyone new person? Let's talk about that person. How do you, they're different. Like it's not necessary that a family should go through a consequence or some situation to have one rule in it, I believe. They can talk about it. Sometimes parents can talk to their children about choosing their friends. What do they think a friend is? What does a child think a friend is? Sharing their views and talking about it. Little bit of mini discussions, I can say.
Right.
That also will help to, start using one rule in the family.
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, for example,
Yeah, go ahead.
time. If like, what is time to you? What is a friend to you? Simple questions.
Yeah. That would be interesting to hear about time.
Yeah, because some people like dads will say time is money. Time is not money. Time, time is what you give to your family. That is the main time because after all, you work for it.
Mm,
And
right.
unfortunately, you spend that the least.
Mm. I was wondering uh, about using Mr. One Rule.
Mhm.
If I was thinking, like, I wonder how we can use Mr. One Rule. Um, I'm just thinking right now that maybe every magazine could have um, a, a Mr. One Rule session in it. I'm gonna see about that. But I'm wondering also if um, if Mr. One Rule could help families and children in using the one rule.
When I teach kids, I tell them about this one rule and they ask me about it. That what
Ah,
is one rule? And when I
yeah.
tell them that this is one rule, so they feel so happy that, like, in the world, someone is thinking about them. So it's not
Wow.
only about them. So they listen to it very carefully. Miss Batool, what is one rule? Like, what is the mission of the one rule? So I tell them this is one rule to, to share your opinions with your parents. You can hear them without any conflict. You both can reach to an agreement in your future, explain them. So
Yeah.
it feels so nice when I talk about one rule to them and
Wow.
they listen to me about it because I tell them that you started this one rule. I'm representing from Asia. I'm working with you. So,
Yeah.
they hear it. It feels so nice that at least a message is being spreaded. spread, like,
Nice.
what our
Yeah.
mission is. At least I'm trying to do that by mouth even, but I'm spreading the message.
Very
As far as,
nice.
yeah, I'm telling them about the one rule, and then they ask me, every Tuesday, do you go online? I just tell them I try to my best, that I go and we talk about it, we discuss the problems and all, and they hear it. Children, actually,
Nice.
children really needs platform to speak,
Great.
their voice they need. And I was thinking that if you can have something like someone act like Mr. One Rule and walks into a classroom and just sit over there, just saying that I am Mr. One Rule and I'm here. What rules do you want in your classroom? Let's talk about. And everyone will give some suggestions, and then finally they can set one rule as a golden rule in the class.
Wow.
Somehow, so they will get to know that Mr. One Rule is here. Then slowly you can ask that Mr. One Rule, like, to visit other schools, and they will be waiting and craving that when Mr. One Rule is going to come and talk to us. You know,
Wow.
because
Interesting.
because the time, maybe we can't deliver so much message with the books by not by the mouth. We can perform that. We can talk about it, and then we can talk to the parents to subscribe channel, go through the things. But the little ones, they can understand by acting, by performing.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, talking, like, for example, in your nearby like area, whatever the Montessori is, you can tell them that I'm going to visit the school, but I would like to you all to tell them that Mr. One Rule is coming
Huh.
to visit. And like, in this way, when you go with One Rule and then you ask them, you can wear something on the top saying One Rule, or you can hold something in your hand saying One Rule, something which shows them that there's some listener who is going to come to listen to them.
Nice.
So I believe that One Rule can start coming into rooms and classrooms, and then they will invite One Rule. And then you can put those pictures on the YouTube and the Facebook as well, Insta as well. So schools can, see that.
Huh.
Or we can invite through the Zoom show also some schools children to visit, parents to join this Zoom show and talk to us related to the One Rule. We
Yeah.
can put it on the Facebook and advertisement that Mr. One Rule is coming soon. So please join your hands together with us. Be there on this show, the talk show with Mr. One Rule.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something, because it will be very interesting for the children. And they will definitely like to hear, I believe, and the parents. Because I have seen that there are many people are working towards parenting now. This awareness has started. Like, I'm happy to see that people want this awareness. They want to learn things.
Okay. That's good.
So if we can do something that spread this message of One Rule, your mission through it. So I think they can, ask and talk, and maybe can talk to the school about it, or Montessori school. That will be I think, the beginning stage, or church even, like we decided last time also.
Right.
We speak to church also.
Right. Huh.
Because I
You've
think it's
given me
very
some,
important.
yeah,
Mhm.
you've given me some new ideas here.
But they're very simple. It's just a walk in and be One Rule, Mr. One Rule, and talk to the children. Then we get to have more questions also. What questions are coming in their little minds?
Right.
Because children, they do think, but they don't have someone to. I remember I was talking to some children. They said, we don't have time to play. We hardly get time to play. So when I told them that, playing is their right, they were happy. Their eyes were shining, listening to it. When I made them
Wow.
scream and say that playing is our right, they screamed, playing is our right. And they were literally screaming with joy, playing is our right.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so nice to hear that. I told them, you have to talk to your parents. You tell them that we need time to play also. And one
Right.
of the girl, I remember she complained, and when I go to park, my father does not play with me, and I'm alone over there. So I told her, it's no harm. You just walk, play football here and there. If your father is watching you, play with the waves, play with the grass, play with the nature. Then she started enjoying that, hearing that. I said, you
Nice.
don't need someone always to play with you. Nature is with you. Enjoy that
Wow.
part, you know? So she enjoyed it. She said, yes, I'll do that. I said, enjoy
Very
your
nice.
time. Your father is watching. That is enough for you that he's watching you playing, and you play.
Very
So
nice.
I believe if we get chance to speak to children about it, it's very important. They will share their, complaints with us. Then we can, talk about those issues as well.
Wow. This is quite interesting.
Yeah, because your basically mission is that one rule should spread, and
Yeah.
especially with the little ones we want to work with. So to Montessori areas and all will be great to talk about. Then
Right.
even if we ask a little question with the child, what do you want? And if your mama give you this and this, what would you like to choose? Some little questions. Mostly kids now want gadgets, which parents do not allow. But then we can explain them that they can have screening time and all. We can't deprive them from their rights of playing, but we can set times, physical times, indoor activities, outdoor activities, or whatever it is. We can always sort them out.
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, one rule is doing a lot of work. Miss Karen is doing for the women empowerment. We wrote in the magazines about it, talking about parenting, you're talking about teachers. So I think from all angles you're working with one rule.
Yeah, wherever the main places that children are, that's where I want the one rule.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So schools will be very good, I believe, to get focus
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. Last night I sent an email to the administrator of the school that we started, proposing. Um, well, I had told her before uh, that I would be glad and willing to teach the one rule to the students. And anyway, so I brought that up again, but I also brought up uh, the possibility of the affiliate program with that school, and also kind of what you're saying, really, the where the students perform, um, like they figure out problems, and they don't have to be their problems. They can just be problems they know about through any way, but they perform the solution, using the one rule. They perform finding a peaceful, harmonious solution to that problem, whether it's a personal problem or something they've noticed or something that they saw on one of their gadgets or on TV, or anything like that. Um, and anyway, so I'll have to hear back about that. But that's one thing I would really like to get established um, is kids acting out the one rule And what you're saying now is very encouraging for me, that they are, that they like the idea when they hear about it. And I mean, that's always been my experience, but I didn't have the one rule. I just had the power of respect, and that was a bit more complicated. Basically the same idea, but the one rule is so simple and clear and easy, especially for kids, very easy for them to do.
Yeah, because when I talk to them and I tell them about one rule, they want to hear, they don't want to study, they want to hear about one rule and how
Nice.
this one rule works, and I tell them about it. Then they
Wow.
ask me that how should we convince our father if we want this or if we want that. Then I tell them that you can speak like this, give it a little time, sometimes talk like this, or sometimes when they feel, they complain that parents are not giving time, they're not listening, then I tell them the positive picture of it. They share with me. They,
Nice.
actually, they, when they hear that someone around the world is working for the children, this, because this is what matters. Education is, yes, important, everything is, but hearing their views is very important. What they want, which is
Yes.
actually still missing, because people want, like one of the mother, she was talking to me, she said, I would like my daughter to do this so that you can teach her this. And I told her, don't go like this. Ask her what she wants. Don't push her into this, what I can teach her, what I cannot teach, you want her to take that. No, that's unfair with her. What she wants, she can take it. What she wants, that's matter, because after all, she has a future. She has to decide. The same thing,
Good.
Miss Karen, I do with my son also. I tell him, it's your decision,
Nice.
going east or going west, it's your decision now. Here are the two options, we have discussed about it, now it's your path, what you want. Whatever, I ask him, what do you want, you tell me. And then whenever I tell him something that I don't want you to do this, he respects that thing then, because he
Right.
knows that every time I listen to him, and sometimes he has to also listen to me also for some reasons. So
Right.
that is, very important, this one rule talking, because it creates a respect between a relation also.
Yes, it does. It
Being
does.
a parent does not give you the authority to rule over the child.
Right.
You are a parent because God has gifted this to you.
Right.
But God has given you responsibility. It's just like the flower, in a garden. When you pluck the flower, it loses the freshness.
Yes. Right.
The flower
Quickly.
is only beauty. Yes, the flower, it's only, the flower's beauty lies when it is in the garden.
Right.
The bouquets are for temporary, they will look beautiful. But if in 2 days or in 3 days, let's say in a week, they will wither away.
Yes.
This is what we are doing with the children. If we don't listen to their thoughts, we actually kill the thoughts. And then later on, we
Very
regret.
nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I really feel bad when I see the people plucking the flowers, making bouquets even. That also kills me.
I
Because
know what you mean.
yeah, it's very cruel. Just to have your function or your happiness, you are taking a living thing's life from it.
Yes.
Maybe people might think I'm too sentimental. No, it's not that. A rose flower is so beautiful, the fragrance. Like, if you want to give the pot, a complete pot, rather than giving a bouquet, give a pot to someone with the roots in it. At least the flower will grow.
Right.
For just
Yeah.
for little happiness, to make someone pleased, we pluck the beauty, and we give it just to please others. And what are we doing with these living things? Because they can't speak doesn't mean we should be cruel with the plants. After all, they are also living things.
Yes, they are.
same is our children. We treat them with love, and we let them grow with their way. We should support their dreams. We should find ways, because that's how
Yes.
someone can be a musician, someone can be a player. Everyone cannot be a doctor or engineer in this country, in this world. Someone has to be a musician, someone has to be, some reformers you might have from it, some spiritual people you might find from it. Let them
Right.
live their dreams. If they want to be chefs, let them be. Promote their habits, promote their hobbies, give them the pleasure. Let them, at least they will not regret that my parent did not allow me, I did not have the taste of it, I wanted to be this, I didn't get the time. That should not be there.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's a great way for all of us to sort ourselves out.
Yes, everyone has, because the world, the way the God has created this beautiful world, he has given different, blessings in different parts of the world in a different way, according to the adaptations, the things they have, he has made. They have those adaptation things also. Fish, they live in the water. They have fins
Right.
to swim. We
Right.
can't live in the water. We can't live in
Right.
the water for so long. We can have artificial oxygen with us for a little while, but for how long?
Right.
So things, their beauty lies where they are.
Right. Just
We
like,
should not touch
yeah.
them. We should not. We should
Right.
not break them.
Yeah. Just appreciate and help out as much as you feel inspired to help out.
True, very true. I read a poem, a very beautiful poem basically in Urdu language. A poet has written that we sometimes feel that it's too hot, but we don't realize that in summer the wheat grains harvest, how that they sprout the grains. We get these food because of the heat of the summer. We get dry fruit because of winter. We don't look at the blessings of those things. We are very unthankful. We are very ungrateful all the time. If we have summer, we want winter. We have winter, we want summer. The human nature is very ungrateful.
Mm.
There are many people around the world who do not have children. But I can tell, like, my message is for them also: own the children of the world. They are your children.
Nice. Yeah.
Because God created them. Own the children. Do something for them. They are, because if, like, God has given a mission to you, something is missing, so some mission is given to you for that.
Mm.
And those who have the children, they have a big responsibility.
Yeah. True.
They are accountable for it.
Yeah.
It was pleasure talking to you, Miss Karen. And I hope the mission of the One Rule, I wanted to tell you these things desperately, that children love this One Rule now.
Oh, I'm so
here.
glad. I'm so glad. That's an important part of this next part. So yeah.
Yeah, basically because they are innocent. They are understanding the depth of it, the importance of it.
Right. Yeah. That's good. Very good, Batool. Thank you so much for
Thanks
sharing
to you.
that.
You started this. I'm just conveying your message to everyone.
Nice.
Your message.
Nice. Yeah. So, well, thank you.
And yeah, same here. Thank you. Next Tuesday, let's talk about another important topic related to One Rule.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Have a good
See
week.
you then.
Okay.
You too also. Take care. Have a nice
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah.